What's good, y'all? This me coming to you in the morning, early, before I even comb my hair. Okay, we ain't even combed our hair yet. Let me try to get this Facebook Live set up to where yeah, we want that down. I got this background, my Whitney poster back there. But I'm gonna get in the way and out the way because man, it's so important for me to acknowledge that this is Friday, number one. So I hope everybody's have had a great week, having a happy Friday. But as we prepare to go into the weekend, I know this is a time where a lot of people be prepared to kick it, to chill, to do nothing, to relax. And I believe that this is a season where we definitely all need all of that. Okay. If you on here with me, say hey, hello, tap in. That way I know who's talking to me. I got a Facebook and a YouTube going right now. I got to figure out how to bring them all together and fix that out yet. But if you're here with me, say hello. That way I can speak to you and I can acknowledge you. But I'm really finna just get in the way and out the way, like with a short Friday morning motivational message, just because we all need that sometimes. And I think it's okay for us to be able to acknowledge what we need and to acknowledge where we at and to acknowledge all the shit that is in front of us and that we are dealing with. Okay. It's a lot that's happening fast in this season. And when I say happening fast, I mean a lot of us have been working on things, wanting things, trying to push shit in motion for a long time, and it's just not starting to pop off. I may just be talking about myself right now. I don't know. Maybe this is your experience too. But I know there's a shifting that's happening in the atmosphere with everything and with everybody. And I give a thanks and appreciation for that because it's been a long time coming as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Long time coming. How you doing here on the Facebook? If you in here with me, tap in, say hello, say hi. Hey, good morning, sister. But it's a shifting season. And so acknowledging that this is a shifting season also acknowledges the many ways that we have to shift with it and to be able to be adaptive to the things that are required of us in this time. And what I know, y'all, is when everything get greater, boy, there come the haters. Okay. I think I heard when I was growing up, new levels, new devils, all these things that are a part of expanding, a part of being able to walk into accept this transition that and acknowledge that things are happening differently and they are happening differently rapidly. Okay. So in that acknowledgement, you know what I'm saying? We got to be okay bypassing the bullshit because there's a lot of it that's gonna come our way. I was sitting in a room on Clubhouse yesterday, and they were talking about how situations happen, and you don't have to be responsible in those situations. Like nobody's to blame; it just is what it is. And I think there are a lot of times where we do get to be like, "Yeah, I didn't plan for this," but I don't think it's any point in time where we get to say that we are not going to be responsible. You know what I'm saying? Using good wisdom and good discernment is a requirement at all times. It don't matter what you're doing. I don't care if you're about to go out and you're about to do something that might not be in the wisest of the decisions. We should at least exercise some level of critical thinking about them. You know what I'm saying? And so this period of acknowledging that things are shifting, things are different, and we got to be different with them. In terms of using our own spiritual senses and awareness to be able to fly up high, to be able to say no to the bullshit, to be able to be clear about what we're doing. And the clearer that we are about what we're doing, the less it matters what anybody else is doing. Okay. That's one of the things that has been so real for me this past year. When you clear about what you're doing, what everybody else doing don't matter, because then you know what you're not doing. And if you know what you're not doing, then you got a better understanding of what you are. And then that's how we put a foundation on our focus. You know, a lot of us got shit that we want to do, but we really all over the place. I had to have this conversation with myself most recently. Like, figure out the pivot of your direction and stick with it. Because when we spread ourselves too thin and we start working on too many things at one time, we cannot be effective. I don't know who told us not to put all our eggs in one basket. I agree that that's a good philosophy in the long term. You should not have all your eggs in one basket. But in order to have a basket, you got to put all that shit in there in order to fill it up first so that you got something to be able to spread out. Otherwise, what are you put? You're just putting stuff all over the place. You're not actually building up anything. You know what I'm saying? And so for me, this is me acknowledging like, hey, you got to figure out again which direction that you're gonna pivot in. Because when you spread yourself too thin, you leave yourself vulnerable to the bullshit. And y'all, because this is a season of growth, a season of expansion. It's a lot of bullshit that's going to be coming our way. And what I hope is that we are energetically grounded enough within ourselves that we can feel the energy that's coming to us, so that we can read and know and have some level of awareness around what we're dealing with, because everything ain't gonna present itself as it is. You're gonna have some things that's gonna come in disguises, that's gonna come dressed up, it's gonna come presenting itself one way that's really gonna be something else. And it's still gonna be your responsibility to be able to discern what it is you're dealing with and get on the right track with it. You know what I'm saying? Every day of the week that we wake up, if we clear about what we're doing, we shouldn't have no confusion about what it is we finna put before us and what, you know what I'm saying, what we're gonna put our energy towards. But yes, overexertion makes us all vulnerable to attacks. And y'all, this is a season where all of us need to be armored up in the spirit. You know what I'm saying? You need to be clear on what you're doing. You need to have focus. You need to make sure you got balance and you got good rest, that you're not out here and you're tired and you're moving too much, self-included, that you locked in and you're accountable to yourself, to your people, and you being responsible for those things you're accountable for, you know? And so that bullshit, y'all, the bullshit can be eliminated simply by staying focused on the things that you have clarified in yourself that you're committed to. Stick to what you committed to and leave the rest alone. Anything else that's not in alignment with what it is you building, you working on, you are creating, those are the things that do not have time and space to be permeating your inner areas. And we got to have the discipline to be able to say, you know what, this is not serving where I'm going right now. This is not serving the place that I'm at in my life right now. I ain't got time for this shit. That's how we get rid of the bullshit, by making a conscious decision that I don't have time for the bullshit. And that be the thing. A lot of times we be saying in our minds, I ain't here for this shit. But then it be some piece of it that we like or that we enjoy. And that's when it pay to know your demons. It pay to be able to know your shadow side and to know all the proclivities of the things that are in you that you like that ain't good for you. Okay? Because a lot of us like shit that ain't good for us. Somebody asked me the other day, what is your toxic trait? Oh, God. We want to start here? But I appreciated that, because they were basically assessing my own level of self-awareness. I know I got toxic traits. It's okay. We all do. I'm working on them. But I ain't trying to permeate. I ain't trying to live in the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But because I'm aware of it, I can also govern myself accordingly. You know what I'm saying? In terms of keeping myself in check, knowing when I'm in situations where I'm revisiting things that are not or have not been good for me, where I can figure out and ask myself actively, is this serving me? Is this helping me move forward to the things that I'm focused on and the direction that I told myself I'm going in? Because a lot of people say shit that they don't do. And that's the other thing that we got to cut out in this season. Okay. The hypocrisy of saying one thing and doing something else and then feeling like we ain't got to be accountable to nobody. Like, that's bullshit, y'all. And when we find ourselves in situations or around people that move like that, we got to figure out what we're going to do. Because again, when you know what you're doing, you also know what you're not doing. Because somebody else bring that shit to you, don't mean that you got to, one, accept it, or two, engage with it in a way where you give any of it back. We attract what we are and not what we want. So when we realize we didn't attract some shit that we don't want, we got to change ourselves. We got to figure out what is it in me that has allowed this thing to come into my space, that has brought this to my doorstep. Because if I don't want it and it's here because of me. And sometimes it ain't because of something that's still permeating our space. Sometimes motherfuckers just come back because they know what used to be there. And it's a test for us to see whether or not we have become exactly what we say we are not, or we actually frauding ourselves. Like, that's where I'm at, you know? So to get rid of dealing with bullshit with other people, we cannot come to ourselves with that bullshit. We got to be honest about what we doing, where we at, how we feel, what we dealing with, our own proclivities and inclinations that have the ability to hold us back, and what we're going to keep doing to go forward, man. Even on a Friday. I know this probably ain't no Friday message that nobody want to hear, but ain't no work week for me. Ain't no Monday through Friday for me. It's we 7 days in. We don't get tired. We on that Kevin Gates and Wale shit right now. Like, all of that's irrelevant because our goals don't care about our feelings. They don't. But we got to be balanced enough to be mindful of both. And so I just wanted to say that to y'all this morning. I hope everybody have a happy Friday, a good weekend. Everybody gonna get what you need. You know what I'm saying? In this season, while we are experiencing an excess and an overflow in resources and money, what I hope is that we are doing what we need to do to take care of ourselves and our people and to be able to 10x and multiply anything that we put in our hands to, because we got to use the best of what we got. Okay, just parable of the talents. But I ain't gonna go there. I just want to come in and say that to y'all. I know it's been a long time. I ain't, like I said, I ain't even comb my hair. I'm not even Zoom ready yet. Fuck it. It don't matter. I wanted to be able to share that with y'all. So I love you. I hope you have a happy Friday, and I'm gonna see y'all again soon. Now, if I could just figure out how to, there we go.